The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast.
Hello there, and welcome to the Force of Others. I'm Matt Beutner. I am flying solo today. I do not have my Zach Turner, my Chewbacca the Wookiee, my co-pilot this week, because I've got a different co-pilot in our interview. We got our first interview of 2026, and that is Jason W. Christman at Star Wars Artist on Instagram, at rebelbreakroom.com if you want to read his Star Wars blog. Go check out his Star Wars art. I've got it all around me, and I've got more back here. I really, really like his style. It is very, very unique, the way he plays with lights and silhouettes. We get into it in the show. He also does silhouettes of ships and large character silhouettes of Star Wars scenes, where you're getting scenes that we know and love from the original trilogy in a new perspective. The way he plays with light and all that stuff is really, really cool. He's also a big-time Star Wars fan. He's got some good takes for what it means to him and memories from seeing the first one in the theater at 6 years old many, many moons ago. Without further ado, I'm going to throw it to our first interview with Jason, and that was live on the floor at Rebel ScumCon this past year. That was a little mini short one, and then I'll send you over to the full interview with Jason. Okay, we are here with Star Wars artist Jason W. Christman. How are you, my man?
I'm good, thank you.
The show just started, but are you having fun so far?
Yeah. I love little mini celebrations like this. It's a lot.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a little mini Texas celebration.
That's right. Yeah.
So I got a specific question.
Okay.
Do you remember the first time you saw Star Wars?
I do. 6 years old.
Okay.
First grade.
Well,
My dad picked me up from school to take me to go see Star Wars. It had already been out for, 4 or 5 months, but the lines were long all summer, and I was 6 and didn't know much, about what was happening. But yeah, I forever will remember being picked up from school to go to the movies to see Star Wars. I saw it at Westgate Theater in Beaverton, Oregon, where it played longer at that theater than any theater in the world. It played for a year and a half straight.
Cool.
At that one theater. Yeah.
That's crazy. And so it'd been out for, you said, like 5 months?
It had been out for about 4 or 5 months before I actually got to see it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now it would be available for streaming by that point. But one other question.
Yeah.
So if you had a lightsaber, what color would it be?
It would be blue.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's the correct answer, everyone at home. Well, real quick, just let everybody know where can they find you? Where can they find your art?
All of my art is on my website, jasonwchristman.com. If you're looking how to spell it, Christman. And I'm also on Instagram as Star Wars Artist, all one word. I got lucky with that name 15 years ago when it first came out. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, this is awesome, man.
Yeah,
thank you very much. I love your art, and I'm going to circle back here in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Okay, and we are here for our first interview of 2026 with Mr. Jason W. Christman. You just saw our short interview live from the Rebel ScumCon floor last August, and we'll get more now into the specifics of how Jason feels about Star Wars, what it means to him, and all those stuff. But first things first, the cheesy question, man. As we're 8 days into this new year, how's 2026 so far for you?
Day one went great. I got a new client that was referred to me because I do multimedia for a living, and then it went downhill from there. Leak in the roof.
Oh no!
Refrigerator started knocking. The ice maker's going crazy. The microwave digital screen is going crazy on me. I got gremlins in the house right now, basically.
Don't feed them. Don't get them wet, or it'll only get worse. But there you go.
Roof thing.
But awesome, man. Well, not awesome that these terrible things are happening.
Sure.
But that means that 2026 is only going to get better. We just did an episode last week about all the Star Wars stuff we're about to get, and there's a lot of new content coming. But to bounce back to your Star Wars content, I have all this art behind me that I got from you at Rebel ScumCon, and I have more here. I'm curious, what led you to this very specific style of kind of accentuating, like playing with light, but accentuating the silhouettes of these characters?
It kind of evolved, really. The first licensed work I did was a series of more color and texture and typography. Bit of a mid-century 60s vibe to them. I tried to make them look like, I tried to make the texture, I tried to make the feeling that they were found in someone's garage someplace. You know, they were folded up somewhere and then unfolded and put up on a wall. And that was my ship quote series. Each ship had a quote from the movie, or a vehicle had a quote from the movie near it. And those were released over time, over many years. But then I did 3 book covers for Disney book groups that they hired me to do for Star Wars Reimagined by different authors. And they liked the style of the ones I was just telling you about. But then for those ones, I instead of doing white silhouettes, which is what I was doing with colored backgrounds, now I went to a darker silhouette, and I did the trilogy posters for the 3 books that we're going to do. And then I just started adding light to the lightsaber. I'm like, let's make the lightsaber glow like real lights. Let's see what that looks like. And I was like, I really like that. And then not only did Disney pay me for those, they didn't end up using them. For some odd reason. They used another silhouetted artist who did it. But I turned those into Acme Archives, who licensed them as prints for me. So I got 2 bang for $1 on that one, because I still got paid from Disney. And then I got paid from Acme for the same thing.
Nice.
Because, you know, they never used it, but I did them. So that was nice. And then from there, it just kind of evolved. I started doing more and more light, relevant type work. I think for after those, I did the Speeder series with the Land Speeder and Hoth and Endor speeder bike. I think the most famous one I've done was the Cantina scene. I did for Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago. The print sold out on the pre-sale in 30 minutes. I couldn't believe it. And then for the remainder 50 that were held back from pre-sale, I had a line on the first day wanting them. And I reserved about 10 of them so that the next 3 days of celebration, I would have a couple at least to give to some people who I knew were going to come, but were coming late. So
that's crazy. That had to be just a great feeling as an artist to have your stuff that in demand.
It always is a great feeling to see something like that happen, for sure. That was the first blowout that I've done with a print, and I still love that print today. It's, you know, it's the whole Cantina scene. I try to get all 8 minutes in one print, from Obi-Wan chopping his arm off to Luke being told his droids can't come in, and then all the way to Han Solo shooting Greedo. You know. I did pull back a little bit. There was originally I had in the faint background a giant praying mantis, because, you know, some of us know in the behind the scenes that there was one. It just never made the cut on scene. So later down the road, when I did other prints like Jabba's Palace, which is the same size print, doing the same style of trying to get that whole, you know, everything we remember from Jabba's Palace in that one print, if I could. I also added this snail slug thing that's on the arch, which never made it on camera, but it's got a huge backstory, you know, and we've seen it in behind the scene photos. So I did add something special in that one. But and then everything just kept evolving. Now I just add these cool light effects and everything I'm doing, and I can't see stopping anytime soon, because I got so many ideas, and I'm asked all the time to do stuff outside the original trilogy, and I just haven't brought myself to really do it yet. Other than that Ahsoka one I see on your wall back there,
right here,
and the Mandalorian one,
yeah,
those are single character editions I did for Topps.
Oh, cool.
I did 30 concepts for them. And they were going to go first, they were going to be put in their digital Topps trading thing, and then they were going to do real cards. And we had a contract of doing it close to over 200 characters across the whole Star Trek universe. And then the person who I've been communicating with Topps the whole time for months just disappeared. And the whole project it just fell apart. No one ever picked it up. No one returned my emails. It was the weirdest thing. I eventually got word that someone started replying to whatever emails that person had weeks or months later. And they were just like, sorry, this person doesn't work here anymore. I was like, well, weird. And of course it was like, days before contracts were signed. So it was like,
yeah.
So I take all those individual ones to shows, and I give a lot of them away as well. And I like to see people take them to get autographed.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. I do a lot of those for shows where I know certain people will be at the show. So I will ask, the show sometimes will ask me if I would do a special print for them for their VIPs or things like that, So you'll see a lot of those special unlicensed pieces, little short runs for people to have. So.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bounce off of something you said in there. So you said that you get requests for stuff outside of the original trilogy. What kind of keeps you locked in on wanting to do the original trilogy?
I mean, I've been called a Star Wars purist. I mean, I love all Star Wars. I watch all of it. I love all of it. I mean, there's something I love and hate about every single episode and movie. But give me more, please. I'll take as much Star Wars as you want to make and show me. I'll take it. Animated, whatever. But it's got to have some real, true meaning for me. I have to love what I do. And if something makes me love it, then I will consider doing it. And I do have some ideas for some other things I really do love. I really love Star Wars Rebels. Cool. Like very emotional series, really. When Kanan died, my son cried. And he said he would never watch Star Wars ever again when that episode happened. And so that has a special place, for me and my son together. I first saw my dad took me to see Star Wars when I was 6 years old. In
at
Beaverton, Oregon.
The Westgate Theater, I think.
Westgate Theater,
right?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, the longest theater ever playing the Star Wars original movie. For over a year, they played it.
It's crazy. Yeah. Well, and I guess you were 6 at the time, but so you probably don't remember. But do you have any idea why they played it for so long? Was it just because it was successful?
Yeah, people kept coming to see it, so they kept it,
awesome.
For as long as they could. And if it filled seats, they'll keep playing it for sure.
Fair.
And I do remember my dad picking me up from school and taking me to the theater. That's something I remember kind of vividly, actually. It's strange.
Yeah.
But actually seeing the movie in the theater, I don't really remember it at all, but I do remember wanting every single toy when it came out. we were not we were poor, so I would get action figures all the time, but I only had one ship. That was the X-Wing fighter. But my neighbor friends would have the TIE fighter, or my other neighbor friend would have the Millennium Falcon, and together we would play Star Wars, so that's why I'm stuck with the original trilogy mostly, because there's so much more I want to do. But Rebels definitely, and or Rogue One related stuff I'm also considering, and processing some images in my head of what I'd like to do there. The prequels are, they're getting better in my mind. Not better, they're just they're better than some newer stuff.
Sure.
I think they're better than the sequels. The prequels are better than the sequels. But, the sequels, I don't know. They're just as good, really. There's things I love.
You don't have to shy away, man. We can be honest on this show. It's all good.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like more things in the prequels than I do the sequels. But
right on.
I really love Ewan McGregor's take on Obi-Wan, young Obi-Wan, and even the Obi-Wan-Kenobi series. So I'm considering doing something related there as well. But it's time, right? It's time. The thing I'm working on right now is an Endor piece up high in the trees with the Ewoks, dead center, floating in a radiant of golden glow, will be C-3PO in his chair.
Awesome.
And then off to one side will be, our heroes tied up on stakes, about ready to be cooked. And then on this side, will be maybe R2, Wicket, and then further away, who hasn't quite come into the scene yet, will be Leia just hanging out, not knowing everyone's about ready to be eaten. So,
it's one of the funniest
and I think
things
there's some
about
cool
that
light
scene.
points to be put in there too.
Yeah.
C-3PO could glow, and we got little fires starting, and we still have R2's lights on. The background, you could probably, you'll see the usual Endor background, of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to steer away from that because I've done that before, the dish and the whatever. But it might make an appearance really small somewhere back there.
If you wanted to really confuse people, you could put one of the, I forget what they're called right now, but one of the giant humanoids from the Ewok movies. I forget what they're called.
Oh, yeah.
But they just basically look like giant people.
Yeah.
Walking around in the back.
That's not a bad idea. I'm going to look into that. For sure.
That would be really
always
awesome.
Open to suggestions. Always open to suggestions.
That would be really awesome. That's my co-host. We watched the first Ewok movie earlier last year, and he was just like, that is the most ridiculous, cool Star Wars monster I've ever seen. He absolutely loved it. It was hilarious. I forget what they're called. I got nothing. I'll put it up on the screen or something. But anywho, that awesome, man. I love talking to... Part of why we have this show is to find out what Star Wars means specifically to anybody and everybody we can talk to, because there are similarities, but it is always different. And so we know when you first saw Star Wars and all that stuff. But I guess outside of getting picked up for school and having the toys, like, what's one of the first things that you remember, like first Star Wars memory that like stuck? Do you have one?
I still have my twin cloud car.
Whoa,
from
cool.
when I was younger. It's seen better days, but there's something about that double cockpitted spaceship that was so cool. And one of the most underrated, I think, spaceships in Star Wars really is the twin cloud car.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who's controlling it, right? Who's flying it? Which guy?
Well, that's one of those. You ask George, and he would say, "I don't know. Whatever. It looks cool." Like, what? Who cares?
That's a good one.
There's a question, because this isn't on the rundown, but I'm curious, because your first kind of wave of Star Wars art, like you talked about, was silhouettes of the ships, right? Do you have a favorite Star Wars ship?
I would say, yeah, it would be the Falcon.
It is. Awesome.
Star Wars Celebration Anaheim 2022, I believe that was.
Cool.
But yeah, the Millennium Falcon. I even drove a '64 Ford Falcon for like many years until somebody totaled it.
Oh no!
But it was my piece of junk.
Yeah.
It broke down on me many times. My wife hated it, and I loved it to death. I had a Millennium Falcon sticker decal on the back window, and I had the Millennium Falcon cockpit sun visor, windshield visor. You've all seen that, right? And I had that, so that was my Falcon, and that's definitely the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a cliche ship, for the Star Wars world, but it's the one.
They're classics for a reason, and there's a reason those things are still popular now.
Totally.
The staying power of the original trilogy is of course,
it's a character in itself, really.
It really is. I mean, there's a reason it's the main ship in the sequel trilogy. But okay, so moving into characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick one, and don't be afraid of being cliche, who's your favorite Star Wars hero?
It's gonna be two.
Okay.
Because
cool.
I feel it's a duo, and it's not probably the duo you're thinking of, but it's R2 and Luke.
Okay,
R2 and Luke are together. I just think that they were the best. That's why one of my latest prints of Droids for Sale, where they get R2 and C3PO, was like really a defining moment in Star Wars, right? It's what set destiny forward for Luke, and his world is going to explode from there. Every movie since, it's like, I know C3PO and R2 are like, best buds, and Abbott and Costello, but R2 and Luke just have this connection that I love. And when I saw them together again in Mandalorian, after coming through, the ship and that beautiful scene that they did there, it brought back all the feels, all of them, and my son and I both teared up when we saw that together. And we built this guy together too.
I was gonna say, listeners, I'm looking at what appears to be a functioning astromech unit.
It is.
That's so cool. So you built that yourself?
Yeah, my son and I did it together. It took us 3 years.
Whoa, awesome. That's so cool. That's cool. So 3 years.
Took us 3 years.
Man.
I mean, we built it we finished it during COVID, but we started in 2018.
Yeah.
Started with the dome. The Pacific Northwest Droid Builders convinced me to do it because we hung out a lot and we've been to the shows together. And they said, start with the dome, because if you make the dome and then you decide that you just don't want to do this anymore, you got a great dome that can light up and make noises, right? If you start with the body, you just got this trash can if you don't finish it.
It's true.
So we did the dome, and then I just pieced it one piece at a time over time. It took a lot of sanding. It's made out of wood, aluminum, plastic. It's got all of the above on it. No two droids are built the same. Every single droid out there is completely unique in some way. Like these, the feet on these, aluminum. I could only afford the two outer feet, aluminum. There's only like one person in the world that makes them, and I had to get on a wait list. And then the center foot is entirely 3D printed. So,
whoa.
But
that's crazy.
It's almost time to replace it. Actually, I can feel that it's time to reprint a new one of those. But it took us 3 years, tons of sanding. I control it. This is the best part of my R2 unit. I knew I was going to do this before we even built it. We use the Xbox 360 C3PO edition controller. We joke around and say, this is the only time 3PO can control R2. So using this bad boy right here is,
cool.
There he is.
That's crazy. Guys, I'm watching an R2 unit roll around. It's real. Star Wars is real. That's so cool. That's crazy. I forgot that they made a 3PO controller.
Right?
For the 360.
Yeah. We held on to this forever. We still have the R2D2
Awesome.
Xbox console as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot they did that. Right on. Well, so Luke and R2 for you. That's cool. People,
Luke and R2.
I don't want to say they get forgotten, but it kind of gets somewhat swept under the rug. That was kind of the original like Star Wars team. The only person that went off with Luke to Dagobah was R2D2.
That's right. Who took the longest time trying to find him on Hoth? R2 was out there with his little thing trying to find him, with his life scanner, wishing that he would, he could go out there and find him himself. Yeah. He's been with him all the way.
Love it. Fantastic answer. Well, and so to get to the other side of the coin, who's your favorite villain in Star Wars?
Favorite villain? It's going to be Vader, really.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But if I had to have a second one, God. I mean, there's just something about stormtroopers and Vader that just really. I mean, that's why that's why the 501 is the way it is. There's something about that stormtrooper outfit, that white sleek look, that looks so cool. Yet they're so evil. Why would anyone want to be someone that evil? But because they look cool.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the original trilogy. It's something I don't remember who said it, but this isn't from me. Somebody else said this at some point. But that we forget how much they got right with Star Wars Episode 4. Just the amount of little things that it was just nail on the head exactly right that are still iconic today. It's little things like the Stormtrooper design. Still now, people see a Stormtrooper from the original trilogy, they know exactly what it is. Right?
Yeah.
I teach theater. I have students that have never seen a Star Wars movie, but they're like, oh, yeah, it's Star Wars, right? It's just instantly iconic. So,
right.
That's cool. I like that's a unique answer. People have said Vader before, but the combo of Vader and Stormtroopers, that's cool. Well, so now to cover the whole gamut of Star Wars characters.
Sure.
Who's your favorite random alien or background character?
Okay.
Blup Shitto, as the internet says.
Favorite alien? Gosh.
Yeah.
It wasn't really. Okay, I'm good. Okay, here again. I don't know why I can't come up with one. It's going to be two every time. Every time you ask me, I'm going to give you two answers.
Cool.
It's going to be Greedo and Hammerhead.
Okay. Cool.
They were pretty much, the first two we really got a close look of. And another reason why I really like them is because a second movie from my childhood also used them, and that was E.T. And Elliot was showing his toys to E.T., and he was showing him Hammerhead and Greedo, and and I have those exact two sitting right over here on my thing, and I can pull them out and play pretend anytime I want to as well. So,
awesome. Yeah, those are the two. And
I just met him. I just met Henry Thomas a couple months ago at the Rose City Comic Con here in Portland.
Cool.
And he took a photo with me and my droid, and didn't charge me. It was like he talked forever. It was a great experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard about Rose City Comic Con a couple times. I keep hearing that it's a really cool show. I mean, I live in Texas, so I'm a ways away, but
it's no better than any other Comic-Con, and I've been to lots of all over the country. Sure. And it's not anything to fly here for. I think it's great for the locality of it. The very best Comic-Con in the Pacific Northwest between Seattle and Portland would be Washington State SummerCon.
Okay.
It's in Puyallup, Washington. It's in late June, It's at the State Fairgrounds in Washington. That's the very, very best show I've ever been, Comic-Con I've been to. Yeah.
Cool. Adding it to the list.
Yeah.
Adding it to the list. I'll show up there eventually.
He just announced all of the Rebels will be there.
Whoa.
All 5 of them.
That's
Of
great.
the original animation series.
Wait,
yeah.
so including Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yep.
You watched my eyes light up.
Including Freddie
Okay.
Prinze Jr. And I'm actually doing an exclusive print for that show as well.
Hey, if I'm able to, we're gonna just sell this Comic-Con right now. When in June is it? Do you know?
It's the summer solstice weekend, whatever that rolls around. Let's see.
Well, we're giving them some free press.
Yeah, right.
June
deserves
19th
it.
to 20. Yeah, June 19th to 21st, 2026.
The guy who runs the show, Steve, he is one of the most impressive producers I have ever met.
Cool.
He gets the biggest names at the show every year, and like most Comic Cons, you go to it and you see like this huge line that goes back and forth, and way out there you could see the actor, right? He's out there.
Yeah.
But there's no way you're going to get within 20 feet of him unless you wait in line. Not the case at Washington State SummerCon. Okay. You can see them fairly close everywhere you go.
Cool.
People could take selfies from 20 feet away, and he's busy saying, you can just see them, and they end up walking around and doing stuff. It's really cool. A very, very well done Comic-Con. Yeah, highly recommend it.
Well, I'm gonna try. Unfortunately, I have a work thing that week, but we'll see if I can move it because life's about having fun. Well, so I'm curious about your take on this next question, as you are an artist and you're a visual person. So you've got some Star Wars tattoos already, or at least one that you've shown us on the show today.
One currently, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right on. Okay, so if you were to get another one, Star Wars tattoo, what would it be?
It's already in the works, and it is going to be of R2, and I'm going to do it in a more traditional American vintage style, with a scroll type of look, that back in the 40s and 50s style. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, right on. You're the first one that has had a plan. That is, I'm getting one, and this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Usually it's several seconds, people thinking, and they say, probably Binary Sunset. I'm like, right on.
I'm aiming for Celebration 2017. That's when or 2027. Yeah.
My piggy bank is our podcast piggy bank is growing to go to. It's pretty packed from what I've been hearing. Modern celebrations.
It is. I haven't had the experience of being an attendee, so I've had the benefits of being, of having a vendor or artist pass. So I get in early, I can stay late. I try not to wander out during the day because of how busy it is. My R2's only been to one celebration because I could only drive. That was the only one I could drive to. That was Anaheim in 22.
Yeah, right on. Well, if we're there and you're there, I'll come find you.
I'm going to be there no matter what. Even if I don't get into the art show, I will have a booth at that show.
There we go.
So
right on. Love it. Yeah. We'll come find you. We'll plan it right now. But okay, so hard pivot back into the narrative of Star Wars. But you could pick two. But people have found some ways around this question. All right. Because the question is, what's your favorite Star Wars story? But I've heard some really, and it can mean anything you want, right? I've heard some really unique takes on this, one of them being their favorite out-of-universe Star Wars story. So I would say in or out of universe. What story, what narrative is your favorite?
Favorite story?
Yeah, it puts you on the spot.
I think Obi-Wan's story is my favorite.
Cool.
I would like to know more about Obi-Wan's story. How did he become a Padawan? We've only seen him earliest is he was a Padawan, almost a master level,
Yeah.
right? So I think I would like to see more of Obi-Wan. I love his story. I love Ewan McGregor's take on it. I think he did a masterful job of portraying Alec Guinness the best he could and still making it his own. So yeah, Obi-Wan.
Love that.
Obi is the one.
Right on. Well, and I wanted to bounce off that for a second. Earlier, you mentioned that you liked the Obi-Wan show for whatever reason. That is not a common, or that you liked at least his performance on it. It's not a common sentiment for whatever reason. But what did you take the floor for a second? What did you like about the Obi-Wan series?
I just loved to see how much he hid his Jedi-ness from everybody. How well he did it. He did it so well that he couldn't even barely use the Force anymore when the time came for him to use it to help Leia, right? Yeah. Seeing him in those first few scenes in the series that he did of him just being this hermit in the desert like he was described in the first movie was a perfect representation of what he went through to keep Luke safe. And and bringing that back to Rebels when Ezra meets him with Maul, and we get that whole meetup. What a fantastic scene that was too, right?
Yes.
I forget what it's called. The Patterson cut, I think it's called. Of the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah,
where he took all the episodes and fan edited it into like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
Best thing I've ever watched in Star Wars since the original. I mean, how well done was that? I mean, he took the stuff that everyone was like on and made it great.
I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list, but
I have a copy.
It's on my list.
I downloaded it the second I found it,
awesome.
And
I've heard nothing but like rave reviews. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. I didn't think about how that's the first time we really got a payoff, and Rebels as well. But as Obi-Wan Kenobi being the this crazy old wizard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, or what? That wizard's just a crazy old man.
Yeah,
it's kind of a strange old hermit, as Luke says. Like that's cool. I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, I got my quibbles with that show, but I would like to see a season 2.
I think if you would, 100%. And I think if you saw the Patterson cut, and if that was the first time you saw the Obi-Wan series, you would think it was probably the best movie Star Wars had ever made. Because it is a movie the way he cut it. So
right on. Yeah. Okay, well, moving on. This is the last question, and then we'll get into some silly game stuff. This is a big one. This can mean whatever you want it to mean, but you've been a fan of this franchise since the beginning, right? And so to get personal here for a little bit, what does Star Wars mean to you?
Well, Star Wars means quite a bit to me. It's been a part of my life since I can remember, in one way or another. So much, in fact, my son's middle name is Skywalker.
That's awesome.
My wife is not a fan of sci-fi. If it has space in it, she's out. She just we're exact opposites. Which is why we work so well together. I mean, it's having become a licensed artist for Lucasfilms was kind of a dream come true. I never thought that would actually happen. I've been an artist my whole life, and I never really thought that I could just somehow be in the Star Wars universe until later in my life, like, in my late 30s, I think it was, or early 40s, where I finally was like, I can actually maybe find a way to take some of the stuff I've done and make it legit. How do I do
Cool.
that? It took me a very long time to figure it out, even when I did want to start doing it. But yeah, so Star Wars means an awful lot. It's been a part of my life forever. So
Right on. Love it. Fantastic answer. Well, and I'm curious, just for, you know, these podcasts go everywhere, and there's people that listen that I will never meet. But if there's anybody out there listening that wants to become a licensed artist, like, what even is the process for doing that?
there's many avenues now. I'm finding out that
Oh,
where this can happen.
yeah.
Um, uh, the goal is you need to find someone who already has a license for Star Wars.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the trick, right? You don't go get your own license.
Yeah.
Nobody has $100,000 laying around, because they do hand out quite a. They will give people licenses, to make
Yeah.
stuff. But you got to pay heavily for it, and a lot of royalties on top of that. So it's like good luck
Right.
with that. Um, but if you can find a company that's looking for art and has done licensed work for Lucasfilms, that is your best bet to do it. I have done it through
Okay.
many channels myself, but the main channel was Acme Archives. They own the licensing for Star Wars fine art. So
Okay.
I'm a digital artist personally.
Mhm.
I spend just as much time doing digital art as I would painting. I have a painting background and a photography background as in art. But I'm a multimedia designer, and this is my paintbrush now, and has been
Yeah.
for many years.
Yeah.
For 30 years, this has fed me and has allowed me to create.
Yeah.
And the fact that the fine art Star Wars world realizes this and sees this as art now is, I think it's great for people like me, because I am an artist, regardless if it's digital or paint. So Acme Archives. The thing is, you have to convince many people and much red tape before something ever happens. They don't let artists into Star Wars Celebration unless you've already done licensed work. So first you have to
Whoa.
prove that you've done something licensed. Now that could be a limited edition print through Acme Archives, or that could be a Topps trading card sketch. That is a licensed piece of art, and lots of people have gone that route. So Topps, I think, is the easiest way to become or to break into the licensing world art for Star Wars.
Cool.
They are constantly looking for more artists to do sketch cards all the time. And they'll pay you, I think on average, it's $20 or $30 a card. So, if you're quick at it, you could, make a few $100 a month extra by doing that. Even at my level, it's not paying the bills. It's paying, it's paying for my hobbies, really. It's paying for this R2 back here. It's paying for this Star Wars arcade machine.
Which is so cool. I keep forgetting to comment on it. Every now and then I look over your shoulder. Which arcade game is that you've got?
That's the arcade 1-up, so it's got all three.
That's cool.
In there. Yeah.
That's cool. Sorry, I blew up what we were talking about.
No,
forgetting.
It's my favorite arcade game. That and Tron and Joust. Those are my three favorites right there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, right on. Well, thanks for that. There's someone out there that's curious. But right on, man. Love your art. Love talking to you. Love hearing from people that have been Star Wars fans for a really, really long time. Like, it's real and it means something to you. All right. So we got enough time for kind of like a gamified situation. And I'm going to give you a choice here. So we can either, and it's all silly, right? But we can either do what we call the Ridiculous Rathtar Random Hard Star Wars Trivia, right? Where I pull something kind of deep cut, right?
Okay.
And so nobody loses. It's either you win, because congratulations, you're a nerd, or you don't get it, and congratulations, you have a life. Like, who cares? Right? Or we can do like a kind of a this or that thing. I'll do movies. So I'll give you 2 movies. You pick one. That one moves on. And then you don't know what the next movie that's coming in, right? Or I can give you a kind of more of a narrative exercise, kind of a Star Wars what-if scenario. What do you think would happen if this had happened instead?
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's go with the first one. I would like to see
Okay.
how my knowledge,
All right.
it's probably not that great, but it's getting worse as I get older.
And so when I think about trivia, I want it to be something that's from the movie. When people pull stuff out of reference books,
Sure.
I'm like, my man, I don't know. So going to Star Wars Episode 4, going to the original trilogy, Ridiculous Rathtar Random Hard Trivia question, what is the number of the docking bay that the Millennium Falcon is docked in at Mos Eisley Spaceport?
I know this because I did a print with that on it, and I'm pretty sure it's docking bay 96? 94.
So close. 94. You got it.
94, yeah.
You got it. 94.
I was
Did they
seeing
say it
96,
twice?
but I was hearing 94. So I was like,
Yeah,
Docking
Harrison
Bay
Ford,
94.
Docking Bay 94. 94.
Yeah.
Do it in both voices. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations. You won the Ridiculous Rathtar Random Hard Trivia question. We keep talking about how we're gonna make pins for people that win, but then we keep forgetting to do it. When I see you at some point, because we will at some point eventually, we're gonna be going to all the cons soon. We'll get you a silly, ridiculous Rathtar Star Wars trivia pin. And it will be the worst piece of art you've ever encountered. It looks like a meatball with tentacles, and that's the bit. But
I can't wait. I collect them all.
Awesome. Love it. Well, right on, man. We've completed the interview. Thanks for telling us what Star Wars means to you. And before I send you off into your normal life, let the people know where they can find you. Where can they get your art and stuff?
Well, mainly if you buy it from me, which I hope people do, because I make 80% of what they buy from me versus 5% if they buy it elsewhere. My website is jasonwchristman.com, spelled like Christ man. You can also find me on Instagram, which is the handle Star Wars Artist, all one word. I got very lucky early in the Instagram days of securing that. So anytime I have something new or I'm coming to a show, I will always post it on there. And I have a blog, a Star Wars blog called Rebel Break Room.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Which is basically filled with unique Star Wars items you probably didn't know existed. I try to find stuff all the time. I'm like, what is out there that people just never even heard of, or didn't know, or maybe I'm the first one. Maybe I'm last to find out. I don't know. And then other things too, very innovative products, things that, it's basically my wish list. This is where my family goes to find out what they get me for my birthday or something.
Awesome.
Rebelbreakroom.com. And I'm on Facebook, of course, Jason W. Christman. But those are the main places.
Right.
I do have a TikTok, but I only have
cool.
2 videos. Look up my name on there; you'll find it.
There we go. We were on TikTok for like 5 minutes, and then it just kind of fell. It fell off the wayside. But well, right on, man. Thanks for coming on. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I love talking Star Wars art with you, and I'm gonna see you at a con eventually, or at least I'm gonna go to your website and get more of your stuff. I have some of your bigger prints on my wish list. But
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it, and we'll see you again sometime soon.
All right, cheers.
That's it for this week, everybody. Super short episode. As for me personally, I am actively, as you are watching or listening to this, I am at Junior Theater Festival in Atlanta, Georgia, wrangling my 60 theater students and their parents and everybody else on top of 7,000 other music theater nerds running around. So I look even more scatterbrained than I do normally right now. But I'll be back next week with a normal episode with Zach. And until then, remember, we are not the force of others, you are. And the force of others will be with you. Always.
The Force of Others, a Star Wars podcast.